Hello, today I'm going to be going over the lesson plan that I created for the community project. The problem. I spoke with Miss Cordero, and she explained that students all across second grade at Gentry are getting very low scores in literacy, that is on their assignments and their tests. They had been using phonics to teach them, but it just hasn't been helping them learn like they were hoping it would, and they haven't been showing very much growth. The technology available. Miss Cordero has a smartboard that she's able to use in her classroom. She has a personal laptop, and each student has a Chromebook with access to the internet. The students. The students are in second grade, so this means that they're 7 to 8 years old. The curriculum alignment with Common Core standards. The Common Core standards that I hoped to hit with this lesson, they include encode long vowel patterns like wild, told, kind, most, and cult, and then encode 2-syllable words with medial VCE patterns like compete, mistake, and console. Curriculum alignment with ITSE standards. The ITSE standard that this lesson was following is students connect their learning needs, strengths, and interests to their goals and use technology to help them achieve them and reflect on their progress. So this lesson will be utilizing a lot of technology. The technology that I wanted to use first was a smartboard activity, and as you can see, there is an explanation on long vowels versus short vowels, so students are able to directly use this lesson and compare what a long vowel versus a short vowel is. It will be great to introduce the topics to students. It allows you to show the whole class at once and allows them to really see the differences in vowel sounds side by side. So it gives students a foundation of information to build off of with the next parts of this lesson. So I like to use the smartboard activities as an introductory tool so that as a group they can get that foundation before you start the lesson. The second technology that I wanted to use was a Chromebook game, since the students have access to the internet with their Chromebooks. So this is IXL, and IXL has been used even when I was in the class. It allows you to have a goal, and you can see on the side there that you can reach your SMART score goal. So you can use it to practice specific literacy topics. It sets a goal for your students to make sure that they are able to get enough repetition to understand and really know what they're being taught. It's an easy way for them to get that repetitive practice with vowels and their sounds. And it's also helpful for the teacher to be able to see who reaches goals quickly and who is not getting the concept as well as others. The technology that I wanted to use next would be a Padlet video. Students can use Padlet videos made by their teacher that can explain the topic further and introduce any worksheets they'll have to do. You can let students work more on their own pace with this, so that way it gives you an opportunity to let students who are doing well keep going on their own, and then if students aren't doing as well, you'll be able to kind of stop themselves and not have to stop the whole class. So as soon as they complete their IXL goal, they'll be able to go watch the videos made on Padlet. And I would specifically make a video on the VCE patterns because they're the hardest to find resources on. So I would definitely go into depth on those to make sure students grasp the concept of those VCE patterns. And then I would give them a worksheet specifically on those. How would I present the technology? First, use the smartboard activity to introduce the topic of different vowel sounds and get students comfortable with that. That way they can have that foundation and be ready to move on and understand that vowels are able to make multiple different sounds. After that, Once they're comfortable, I would allow them to practice and test their knowledge on IXL, so they'll be able to practice until they reach their goal, ensuring students who need more practice or less practice get that respectively. IXL is a great tool for that, and they will get the repetition they need. Then I would have Padlet videos ready for when they reach their IXL goal, so students that reach their goal can move on and work at their own pace. And then specifically for the vowel sound lesson, there will be that VCE pattern video introducing that topic, and then I would give that a worksheet, so that way they can get the practice they need with that. And it's also introducing multiple different modes of technology and also getting to do some stuff by hand on a worksheet. How will I assess students? I would first allow students to practice their knowledge by using Quizlet flashcards and quizzes on Quizlet. It's really a great tool for students to use to become comfortable with things that they're learning, because they're able to repetitively go over these flashcards, and there are multiple sets on there, and you can also make your own as the teacher. And Quizlet also has a great quiz feature, so they can take little practice quizzes to make sure that they're ready to move on and be able to get a good grade on the test. After that, to assess students, I would use a Google form quiz. You can allow them to retake the quiz, so that way they can see their progress, and you as the teacher can see their progress, because the results go into a spreadsheet. The other good thing about this is it will give kids instant feedback, so they will instantly see which ones they missed, so you can be able to see what they need to work on more and less. I plan to incorporate similar lessons in my future classroom, utilizing technology to its fullest extent, because I think the more you include and the more ways you incorporate for students to switch up their assignments and how they learn, the better they will learn. Because if you keep giving them worksheets over and over again, they'll get bored and probably not retain information as well as if they're having fun and using creative things. But thank you so much.